Hey guys!
Welcome back to week 2 of Too Good for Drugs. I hope everything went very well last week. So, let's get started. Today we're going to be talking about decision making, also known as rocket science. Last week we talked about goal setting. What is a goal?
A goal is something you want to achieve.
Very good. We also talked about how to set a reachable goal. What 4 things do you need to consider in order to name your goal?
The goal naming criteria. A goal should be personal, possible, positive, and specific.
How many of you made progress toward your goal this past week? Look back at the section titled 6 Steps to Reaching a Goal on workbook page number 2. Which step of the goal setting process are you in? Good job. Keep working on your goals.
As you work to reach your goal, you'll make many decisions. Some decisions are different than others. Some decisions are easy to make. Others require more thought. Open your workbooks to page 5 to the section titled Launchpad. Read each of the 4 scenarios carefully. Then circle the option you would most likely choose. Now that you've made your decision, I'm going to give you a chance to share them with the class. I will read each scenario. When I say move to Launchpad, quietly take your workbook and stand by the letter that matches the option you chose. If you circled A, stand by the sign marked A. If you circled B, stand by the sign marked B. If you circled C, stand by the sign marked C. If you circled D, stand by the sign marked D.
There is no talking during this activity. If you talk, I will ask you to sit down. Are there any questions? Alrighty, let's get started. So, question number 1. Your mom asks you what kind of snack you want for after school. What will you choose?
A, frozen yogurt. B, strawberries. C, sweet potato fries. Or D, carrot sticks.
Have you made your decision? Go to whichever letter you would like now. Okay, question number 2. You and your family are getting ready to choose where to go for spring break vacation. Where do you want to go?
A, the beach. B, a theme park. C, skiing in the mountains. Or D, visit relatives that live in another state.
So now, go to your letter to whichever decision you'd like to choose. Question number 3. You and your friends are trying to come up with something to do after school. What do you suggest?
A, play a video game. B, make up dance routines. C, play basketball. Or D, go roller skating.
Alright, on to question number 4. You and your friend stop by the store on your way home from school. While you were talking to the cashier, you see your friend put a candy bar in her book bag. What do you do?
A, pretend like you didn't see anything. B, tell the cashier what you saw. C, tell your friend to put the candy bar back. Or D, tell your parents what happened when you get home.
Alright, so that was the last question. Thank you everyone for participating in this activity. You guys can go back to your seats now. So great! You all made your own decisions. What was different about the last decision?
For me, the last decision was more difficult to make. I had to think about it more. I had to think about how my decision would affect someone else.
It sounds like you had to stop and think about your options because a decision had more serious consequences. What is a consequence?
A consequence is a result of an action you take or a decision you make.
A consequence is the result of an action you take or a decision you make. If you decide not to study for a test, you'll probably get a bad grade on the test. What could be a consequence of getting a bad grade on the test?
You get in trouble at home, you get grounded, you'll feel bad about failing, you might get a bad grade in the class, you might lower your grade point average, or etc.
Exactly. Bad decisions can have negative consequences. Are all consequences negative though?
No.
Some decisions have positive consequences. If you decide to study for a test, you will likely get a good grade. What might be the consequences of getting a good grade on your test?
I will get a good grade in the class, I will go spend time with friends, my parents will be proud of me.
Good decisions usually have positive consequences.
Number 2, mission control. Many situations require more thought to help you make the best decision possible. Look at the next section in your workbook titled Countdown to a Good Decision. Decode the steps to reveal the model for making good decisions. To decode the steps, select every third letter from the letter scrambles and write them in order of the corresponding lines. Continue this process until you have revealed all 4 steps to making good decisions.
Now, let's review the steps together. What is the first step in the decision-making process?
Stop.
That's right. Stop before you make a decision. If you respond too quickly, you might make a bad decision or be disappointed with one that you make. What is the second step?
Think.
That's right. After you stop, it's time to think. Think about what the best outcome would be and think about what you can do to reach it. Then, list the positive and negative consequences of each option so you can figure out which one is the best choice. So, what is the third step?
Act.
Exactly. It's time to act out the best plan. Once you've acted on your decision, what is the last step of the decision-making process?
Reflect.
It is time to think about how you did and ask yourself if you made the right decision. If your decision didn't turn out the way you had hoped, think about the other choices you could make next time that you're in a similar situation.
Let's take a closer look at the second step. What is the second step?
Think.
That's right. We're going to practice through some decisions. Turn in your workbooks to page 6 to the section titled Plotting the Course. In this section, you will face 3 scenarios which require you to stop, think, and make a decision. Use the decision-making model to guide you through each scenario. Let's look at the first scenario together.
Scenario number 1. Tuesday evening, your mom tells you that your grandparents are coming for dinner next Friday. You haven't seen them in a while, so you're excited about their visit. On Wednesday, a friend invites you to a birthday party on the same night your grandparents will be in town. Most of your friends will be at the birthday party. Your mom says to you, you can only do one. The decision is yours. But your grandparents are really looking forward to seeing you. So, you have to decide how to spend your Friday night. What will you do?
The positive outcome in this scenario would be to choose the best way to spend your time. Let's consider a few of the options you might have in this scenario. The first option is to stay home and eat dinner with your grandparents. Who would like to read the positive consequences of this option?
My grandparents would be happy. I would be happy because I get to see and spend time with them. My mom would also be happy with my decision.
Who would like to read the negative consequences of this option?
I wouldn't get to go to the party. I would miss having a good time with my friends.
The second option is to go to the party with your friends. Who would like to read the positive consequences of this option?
I will get to hang out with my friends. I will feel happy because I will get to go out to the party with my friends.
The second option is to go to the party with your friends. Who would like to read the positive consequences of this option?
I will get to go out with my friends. I will feel happy because
What are the negative consequences of this option?
I won't get to see my grandparents and my mom might be disappointed in my decision.
What is the third step in making a good decision?
Act.
That's right. Mark the option you would act on. Who would like to share the decision you made?
Alrighty, on to scenario number 2. So for the second scenario, we're going to read it together, and then it is up to you to write one positive and one negative consequence for each option. Be prepared to share your answers.
Scenario number 2. You played basketball since you were in first grade. You really like it, and many of your friends are on your team. You recently started taking swimming lessons. Your swimming coach tells you that you are really good and suggests that if you want to join the team, you should practice a few more nights a week. Your dad told you to choose one activity because you were too busy after school. The positive outcome for this decision is to choose the best after-school activity. What do you do?
Your first option is to play basketball and stop taking swimming lessons. Write one positive and one negative consequence of this option.
I feel happy because I get to play basketball with my friends. Or, I'm disappointed because I don't get to go swimming anymore. I will never know how good I am at swimming.
Your second option is to quit basketball and practice swimming instead. Again, write one positive and one negative consequence of this option.
I feel happy because I get to practice swimming more. I might become really good at swimming. Or, you might feel sad because you don't get to play basketball, you don't get to hang out with friends on the team.
So, Once you have made your decision, put a check mark in the circle next to the option you would act on.
The next scenario is a bit more challenging. We will read the scenario together and then you will write 2 options and the positive and negative consequences on your own. Then, mark the option you would act on. Be prepared to share your answers.
Okay, scenario number 3. You witness a fight during recess and then overhear some of your friends lying to the teacher about who started the fight. Now, an innocent student is being blamed and they will be suspended from school. But you don't want to get your friends in trouble for lying. The positive outcome in this scenario is to do the right thing. What would you do with this information about the fight?
Option 1. Tell the teacher what I saw. The positive consequences would be, I feel good about myself, I will be proud of what I did, I helped the innocent student so he won't be suspended from school. The negative consequences are, I will feel bad that I got my friends in trouble, I will lose my friends, and my friends will be angry with me. Everyone will think I'm a tattletale. Option 2. Don't say anything. Positive consequences for that one are, I will still have my friends and my friends aren't angry with me. I don't get involved. The negative consequences are, I feel bad for not helping the innocent student and the innocent student will be suspended from school.
Option number 3 would be, write the teacher an anonymous note. The positive consequence would be, I still have my friends, I helped the innocent student so he wouldn't be suspended from school. And the negative consequence would be, the teacher might not believe the anonymous note. Everyone involved might get in trouble. So, which option would you act on?
Number 3. 1 minute to launch. When you think about your options and their possible consequences, you can make a better decision and avoid getting in trouble. To practice making more decisions, we are going to play a game called 1 minute to launch. In this game, you will face a variety of situations and you will have to decide what the best thing to do is.
So, in a moment, we're going to put you guys in groups. Each group will receive a deck of cards. When you receive the cards, separate on the mission cards from the choice cards. Place the mission cards face down on the table in front of you. Then each player will need 3 choice cards. 1 yes card, 1 no card, and 1 maybe card. Hold the 3 choice cards in your hand so no one can read them.
To play, one player draws a mission card from the deck and reads it aloud to the group. Using the decision-making model, each player will stop and think about the decision presented on the card. Then, pick one of your choice cards and lay it down face down in front of you. Once everyone has placed their choice cards on the table, turn over your card to reveal your answer. Then, explain why you made that decision. Discuss as many of the positive and negative consequences as you can.
After everyone in your group has explained their decisions, pick up your choice card, and the next person in the group draws a new mission card. Keep playing until I ask you to stop. Time is up. You did a great job. The decision-making steps help us stop so we can think through the best decision. Now that you have practiced making good decisions, you will likely make a good decision in your own life. Next week, we will learn how to identify our emotions and discuss how they can influence our decision making.